How to make a simple video station for the camera. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really simple camera stand with extra battery. I have bought this simple stand that I will be using today. It was really cheap, so that will be probably good enough. If you want to do this camera stand really good, I recommend to get an extra screen and mount as well. I will not be doing this today because I will be using my GoPro Black that do have an extra screen already. You can of course also use a Mobius or any other camera that you have as liking. I'm going to charge this camera and power it from a Lipo battery of any choice. And that means that I have bought this step-down converter. It converts the incoming voltage to 5 volt and 2 amps, I think. This one will take Lipo batteries anywhere from 2C up to, like, I think it is 6C or something like 6 or 7C. So that will be good enough. This will be connected via normal USB charger plug to the camera. And that also means that I have to sacrifice this shell to the camera and make a hole in it. Those are really cheap, so that's not an issue. When using the Lipo batteries, it's really important that you don't discharge them too much. Therefore, I'm going to use this standard Lipo monitoring device that you are using on your RC, helicopters or whatever you use. I will set it to 3.6 volt, and at that level it will start flashing and also beeping. Then I know when to change the battery, no matter what. This will be a really simple setup, so I will soon start. I recommend to have cameras, of course, with a remote control as well, so I will be using this GoPro remote for my camera. It's a lot easier to start and stop, and you don't have to edit as much as you do otherwise. First of all, let's unpack this one. I have now unpacked this one here, and it looks rather okay. It's not the most sturdiest platform that I ever seen, but still, it is a plastic one and it should be working quite decent. On top here, I don't know if you can see it, let's see. Yeah, on top here, I have a quick mount that makes it a lot easier to mount and remove it. And this one you only connect to a normal connection point on your GoPro or whatever camera you are using. Let's see if you can see it there. You just screw that on place. The thing now is that I have the battery and everything as well. So I need to mount the battery somewhere, and I will most likely just stripe it into place here. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm going to solder a cable, or even solder this one directly here to have it mounted. That's most likely the best way to do it. By then having the USB cable like this one, you will have good enough length. Here's the back side of the step-down converter, and here is my XT60 connector. I will actually just solder it directly as so, and that should be more than enough. Then I'm going to use some hot glue, and I'm going to use a shrinking tube like this one all over this thing. That should be more than enough and should work for me. So let's do that. Let's solder it into place. What's important here is to make sure that you have plus on the correct side and minus on the correct side. And for those that are looking now, know that I'm holding it totally wrong, so I need to change it. On this one here, the XT60, let's see if we can get focused, you will see a plus sign. And on the other side, there's a minus sign. That's important to know. It's actually one more thing that is really important. On this back side here, you have a ground plane. So be able to solder this into place like so. I recommend to actually cut out and remove the ground plane around the positive area. So let's do that first with the Dremel. After removing the ground plane and adding some soldering on it, it will look like this. You need to make sure that you have nothing around the positive connecting to the negative, and I recommend that you measure it as well. And when it's soldered, this is what you end up with. So let's add some tubing now. Okay, this doesn't look much, but this is actually everything inside and a shrinking tube. So let's shrink it and see how it looks. I don't have the biggest nozzle on here. I should have had a bigger one, then it would have gone a lot faster to do this. Let's turn it around, do the last. And this is what you end up with. USB in one end, XT60 in the other end, and you have a perfect package to just add to your device here. Important here is that you be aware of that this one actually draw current even though nothing is connected to the USB port. So let's fire this up. The battery connected to the meter. Good cell status. This one connected here, and as you can see there is a red LED inside. If you want, you can expose it by opening up a little bit here so it shows up, but I will not do that. And it's charging. Good. It's really easy and it works really great. So next step is to tie this to the frame itself, and I'm going to use the same kind of wrappers or zippers that I'm using to my multicopter. So let's do that. Let's see the finished product. Two clamps around here, this hanging, this one here as well, doesn't matter how it is sorted. And the camera up here, and as you can see, it is charging. So it's a neat little charging station or station, whatever, used for, I mean, I can use it for a mount for my screen directly. And I mean, it has USB charging directly as well. So it's a neat little thing. And hopefully this will inspire someone to doing something creative. And if you like it, please like it, comment and subscribe. And I will also be down below. I will have the links for everything I bought. Most of the things are from eBay, but this stand in particular are bought in Sweden, so you might not have this exactly the same stuff in your country, but it doesn't really matter because you will find it everywhere. So thank you all for watching, and have a nice day, and later.